Hello, it is I, and I'm sure we can all agree that old Forza Horizon games are much more enjoyable than the new Forza games. This is thanks to the progression, the atmosphere, the storyline, the car list, the music, the location, the characters. I can go on and on. And though I do genuinely prefer games like Horizon 2 to Forza Horizon 5, the truth is that old Forza games weren't exactly perfect. In fact, they actually had a lot of faults, which is why I'm here with this video, as there are 8 problems in old Forza Horizon games that we have completely forgotten about. Anyways, 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. If you manage to hit that, then I will buy your mum a hippopotamus for Christmas, even though Christmas is over. I am so weird, man. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to this video.
2 bags in the boot, mine's Burbs, and the Birkin's hers.
And one thing that really strikes you when you go from games like Forza Horizon 5 to some of the older games is the lack of freedom. Because in Forza Horizon 5 we're spoiled with the choice of crashing into like telephone lines, let's crash through this wall, crash through the trees. Oh my god, everything is so smashable in this game, I love it. But the second you jump into an old Forza game, you realise the sheer lack of freedom. I mean, if you crash into a tree, then 9 times out of 10 they are solid. Same thing with barriers. A lot of the barriers in old Forza games are not smashable whatsoever. Also, whilst in Forza Horizon 5 you can drive in water, in the old Forza games you cannot. It was only since Forza Horizon 3 that you could start to drive into the water. And also, unlike Forza Horizon 5 where you can actually drive onto the train tracks like I'm doing right now, in the old Forza games you could not drive onto the train tracks for a long time. So if there's one thing that we can all agree on, it's the fact that freedom has been so much better in new Forza games compared to the old ones. So well done Forza for giving us so much freedom in these new Forza games, because without all of this, I reckon we will all go mad, because without, oh my god, I cannot drive.
Yeah, in the murk when we first done dirt, this girl got me swerving curves.
Now here is a fact, not an opinion. The customization in Forza is the best that we have ever seen. Because in Forza Horizon 5 you of course have wide body kits which are stunning. Look at them, they look so good. However, in the older games we didn't used to have wide body kits, so we had to settle for those terrible sticker ones. Also in Forza Horizon 5 you of course have, wait for it, police lights. Yes boys, we have police lights in this game, which is incredible. However, in the older games we did not have this. Also in Forza Horizon 5 you can actually go here and make the factory wheels bigger on your car. However, in the old Forza games you couldn't always do this. You couldn't actually make your stock wheel bigger, which is so annoying. Speaking of wheels, we can now actually make the fitment better on these cars. Look at that, we can make it come out the wheel arches. But in the old games you couldn't actually do this. It was only since Forza Horizon 4 that we can actually adjust the fitment on the cars. Oh yeah, and let's not forget that we can actually tune the cars in these new Forza games, because in the old Forza games you could not actually tune your cars. You got stuck to like whatever, like just bolt-on parts. So although Forza customization isn't incredible compared to the likes of Need for Speed or The Crew, it's a million times better than what we saw in the old Forza games, because the old Forza games customization, yeah, was a disgrace.
Get a loose try, lets me in public, Mac on my LV.
Okay, now when you think of barn finds in Forza Horizon games, you think of an old abandoned barn in a very hidden, disclosed location. But in the original Forza Horizon game, this was not the case. Because in Forza Horizon 1, you do get a bit of a vague area where the barn is, so you do have to find it. But finding the barn is actually very easy, because it's actually out in the open. And one thing that really annoys me is the fact that the barn door is fully open, meaning you know exactly what the car is before you even walk inside the barn. So yeah man, despite us loving all the old Forza games, they didn't get everything right, because comparing Forza Horizon 1 barn finds to Forza Horizon 5 barn finds, it's completely night and day. Horizon 5 is so much better, as the barns are low profile, they're hidden in so many trees, and it actually takes a lot of time to find the barns, which is great. I love that so much. But I'm not gonna lie, yeah, Forza Horizon 2 barn finds were goated. They were the best. That's why they're goat blood. So yeah man, Forza Horizon 2 barn finds will always hold a special place in my heart. But let's be honest, Forza Horizon 5 was not that bad either.
Just cop new seats for the range, don't worry your girlfriend, nice and
Now in
comfort.
Forza Horizon 5 we're so used to changing our cars all the time when we're bored in free roam. I mean, this Volkswagen Corrado is really slow, so let's pause the game, let's go into the cars, let's change the car, and just like that, the Hurricane is there, delivered to you on your driveway, on the road for free. And though this may be normal if you're a new Forza player, us OGs realise that this never used to be the case. Because in Forza Horizon 1, the menu was very restrictive, you couldn't really do anything from the menu. In Forza Horizon 2, you can actually actually look at your cars, but you couldn't do anything else with them. You can only just look at your car. Anyways, it was only since Forza Horizon 3 that car deliveries became a thing. And even then, it cost 10,000 credits. If you had to pay 10,000 credits to deliver your car. However, Forza Horizon 4 onwards, car deliveries became free and we could just deliver cars whenever you want for no money whatsoever. So next time you're getting your cars delivered to you for free, spare a moment for the times in Forza Horizon 1 and 2, but features like this never used to be a thing. Because back in my day, yeah, we used to struggle. We used to struggle a lot. We didn't have no free car delivery. We had to drive to the auto show to get our cars delivered to us. So yeah, man, spare a moment for us OG players, because back in my day, yeah, we never used to have features like this.
I can't hear it. Less than 50 can't clear it.
Now, one thing we're very accustomed to is just how streamlined Forza games are nowadays, as you can experiment how certain mods would look on your car without actually buying the mods. Because right now it is all in my basket, and then if I don't want them, then I can go into here and then uninstall those parts, and then I can check out how a different setup would look on my car. So I can try out these bumpers over here, and I have not spent a single penny. This is incredible. Honestly, the shopping basket in Forza Horizon 3, 4 and 5 is so good because we could do all this to our cars here and not pay a single penny for it. Anyways, not only did it save you a lot of money, but it actually saved you a lot of time as well. Because if you try modding cars in the old Forza games, it's so much slower without the basket. And the loading times take so long as well. You install a part and then you wait so long for it to install, and then you install the other part and then it takes so long. It's just like an endless pit of waiting for parts to be installed. It's so long to install parts in the old Forza games. Whereas in these new Forza games, it's always like, okay, let's do this. Okay, now let's go to this. Now let's do this. Now let's do this. Now let's do this. So big up Forza for adding the shopping basket, because this made customizing cars so much easier compared to the older Forza games. Because the old Forza games, yeah, customizing cars was so long. I hated it so much.
Yo, check. If I put on my suit and tie.
Now, a lot of people look back on the old Forza games and reminisce about how good the sounds used to be. And though there were some incredible sounding cars on the old games, let's be honest, a lot of the sounds on the old games were pretty bad as well. I mean, mainly in Forza Horizon 1 and Forza Horizon 4. Forza Horizon 4, we don't really need to talk about it. I've spoken about it a lot on my channel already. But nobody really talks about how bad the sounds were in Forza Horizon 1. Okay, here's the comparison. Here's what the Mustang sounds like in Forza Horizon 5. You know, it's pretty good sounding car. Now here's how it sounds like in Forza Horizon 1. Yep, it doesn't sound that good in Forza Horizon 1. So yeah, man, the cars in Forza Horizon 1 and Forza Horizon 4 did not sound too good. But Horizons 2, 3 and 5 had some incredible sounding cars which sound so good. So although old Forza games did feature some really good sounding cars which I've even made videos on, I feel like in general Forza Horizon 5 is way better sounding.
Yeah. Arms pinned to the side like she's crucified.
Now in Forza Horizon 1 you can quick sell your cars, which is brilliant, but then in Forza Horizon 2 you couldn't sell your car at all. Then Forza Horizon 3 introduced the auction house, which is incredible, as the auction house allowed you to save money if you were buying cars, it allowed you to make profit if you received free cars and you could sell it on the auction house for profit, and it allowed you to declutter your garage at the same time whilst making stupid BMW M3. And yeah man, it allowed you to declutter your garage, and that was great. And honestly, just having the option to sell your car was such a great feature, especially knowing that some of the older games you couldn't do that. I mean, I say some of the older games, I just mean Forza Horizon 2, because in Forza Horizon 2 you couldn't sell your car, which is stupid. So yeah man, I'm very thankful that new Forza games now have the auction house so you can actually sell your car. But not gonna lie, I'm still not satisfied because we don't have a quick sell option for cars yet. So Forza, if you're watching them, please could you add a quick selling option to the cars in Forza Horizon 5, because that, my friends, would be a game changer.
Hop out the gully and make me some money. Sign off a check, then I double up.
Now in old Forza games, you spent most of your time grinding through the story, which is fantastic. You know, as a race game fan, we do all love a good old grind. But once you're done grinding and you complete the game, there is nothing else to do. But Forza Horizon 3 thankfully fixed that and introduced the Forzathon, where you had to do certain tasks within a week to unlock brand new cars, and it was fantastic. But then Forza Horizon 4 evolved the Forzathon into what we now know as the Festival Playlist, which is basically the same as the Forzathon, except there are much more tasks to do and a bunch of different prizes to win, like wheel spins, super wheel spins, brand new cars, certain clothes. There are a bunch of new things to unlock in the Festival Playlist which you cannot unlock like in the Forza-thon. Now sure, I do criticize the festival playlist for being boring, and I do stand by that. I do think it's very boring. I mean, having a look at this, all these cars are not brand new cars to the game, and the tasks you have to do are really boring, and I can't be asked to do any of them. So credit where credit's due, the festival playlist and monthly updates have actually done a lot to keeping us occupied once we completed the game. But I'm gonna keep it real with you, I still don't enjoy the festival playlist as I find it really boring. Now if you enjoyed this video, then you might want to watch this video up here, so make sure to give that a watch right now. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, then button down below here would guide you to my channel where you can subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, then you don't have to, and yeah. Anyways, have a good one guys. Cheers.